Honourable Joe Goodhue.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Well, it gives me great pleasure to rise to my feet after that diatribe to actually point out to the House that what happened up in Northland at the weekend was National got a message, quite true. National got a message from the people of Northland. It's one that we're receptive to. It's one that we understand. And I might want to also remind the member that was previously on his feet that the people of Northland got a message from Labour as well. They got a message that they did not care enough to campaign hard for the seat. They had nothing to offer in the way of policies, so much so that they threw Willow Jean Prime under the bus. And I feel really sorry for that candidate. She worked hard. She worked hard. Nowhere near as hard as Mark Osborne did, as it turns out, because how can you be completely committed to the task when you're told, pull back, don't say vote for me, don't say vote for our policies, vote for the everlasting promises that come out of New Zealand First.
Can they deliver?
That's right. Probably not. Now, the question being put to me is, can they deliver? Time will tell. Time will tell, but a number of people said to me, look, we might take this opportunity to give a message, but we understand that it might be a very short-lived message. The measures that this government has taken, and certainly last year's budget was a very strong signal to the families of New Zealand how important they are in our priorities. Our careful economic management during very difficult times have meant, amongst other things, that we've got 80,000 new jobs on the books. The average wage grew 2.5% compared to what is now inflation at 0.8%. These are the sort of facts you can't actually argue with, which is why, in fact, the other side of the House has gone deadly quiet right now. In fact, oh look, they're alive. In fact, they're alive. The average wage is expected to increase by 6,500 to 62,000 by the second half of 2018. The circumstances in the by-election gave us a good opportunity to gather our thoughts around what is happening in the regions. Let me tell you, my region, Rangitata electorate, certainly understands what low unemployment is. Our biggest problem is we do not have enough people to fill the skill gaps. I might wonder, I forgot to say right at the beginning of my opportunity to speak, that the previous member should remember who to point the finger of blame at when it comes to losses in New Plymouth, given that member has had plenty of opportunity to experience that. I do want to comment on the 1 April changes to both benefit and superannuation payments, where that's more than 1 million New Zealanders that are going to feel the benefit of that. The annual general adjustment is going to see 0.51% increases for those who must require on benefits, those who are on student allowances, student loan living costs, foster care allowance, and also the rates of supplementary assistance. I'm sure they will appreciate that, but I'm also sure that the work the government's doing to free those people from reliance on government assistance is also being felt throughout New Zealand, and I think that's worthy of mention here. I also want to comment on the difference that today's rates will make for superannuants and the veterans' pension as well, 2.07%. This is our commitment to maintain the married couple rate at 66% of the average wage. Remember, prior to this government coming into office, there was no certainty that it would be at 66%. We put that into legislation. Before it hovered, it could be 66%, but could go back to 65%. We have underlined that in legislation. We've seen parental leave go up on the 1st of April from 14 weeks to 6 weeks, but the note I want to finish on is just the changes that we're making to the reporting standards for charities to give New Zealanders trust and confidence in charities, the 27,000 registered charities, $16.8 billion coming into the total annual income of those charities. They have tax-free status, they're now reporting on their financials, much more scrutiny on that, disclosing more information to the public, and those changes are coming in as well, Mr Speaker. Thank you.